Hi, my name is Bridget Galvin. Thank you for letting me speak to you today. Unfortunately, I couldn't be in Juneau, so I am awkwardly speaking to you in the form of a video about my experience in advocacy and how that can help you, maybe. Over this last year, I've been working to give students a voice in securing a positive future for Alaska by advocating for an increase in public education funding. As many of you know, I'm sure, Alaska's education budget has been flatlined for the previous 3 years and had fallen far behind inflation last year. As a result, districts across the state were facing detrimental staff and program losses. Class sizes were going up, and the lack of graduation coaches, counselors, and classroom teachers had led to a very critical situation within our districts. My advocacy took many forms: organizing rallies, days of awareness, and student testimony before legislative committees, and personally meeting with legislators in Juneau, as you are doing now. I became a core group member of Greater Alaska Schools, and I also founded a movement of students called Students with a Voice, or SWAV. SWAV was student-created, student-led, and student-focused, and SWAV was effective. At the beginning of the 2014 legislative session, the common belief among education advocates was that there would be no increase in the base student allocation, which is the primary funding mechanism for our schools. However, the session ended with an increase in the BSA. SWAV was a very visible part of the public pressure put upon state lawmakers that eventually led them to increase the BSA. SWAV partnered with Greater Alaska Schools to host large public rallies. I was asked to serve as one of the 2 MCs for these events and to come up with different activities to engage the crowd of more than 1,000 people. At one point, we held up huge posters with pictures and phone numbers of potential swing vote lawmakers that needed an extra push, and everyone in the crowd called their office. Not only was this fun, it was also very effective. Legislative aid told us that they had record-breaking calls that day, with over 1,600 in one day, which forced the legislators into action. In order to bring critical attention to the arguments by education opponents, my brother and I made a satirical video, lampooning a lot of the half-truths being spouted by legislators in Juneau. Our video went viral in the Capitol building and also attracted a lot of local media attention. I found that by combining my passion for acting and public advocacy, I was able to force legislators to look at their own faulty rhetoric and poor behavior, but also at the same time bring public awareness to this issue and poke holes in the poor excuses being used for not properly funding education. You can use these same techniques during your work on the campaign to make a smoke-free Alaska. Organizing days of awareness across schools and districts is fun, and it's easy. One poster telling friends to wear a certain color on a certain day to raise awareness for your campaign can be shared thousands of times on social media, especially on Facebook. These types of events are effective, they're easy, and most importantly, they're fun for your fellow classmates. While participating in this project, I witnessed the monumental power that a grassroots organization can possess and the critical importance of having youth involved in this process. But the hardest obstacle that I had to combat was apathy. I can't make a difference. That was the most common phrase that I heard among my peers when talking about education advocacy and just advocacy in general. Though my cause was specific to education funding, this apathy is present among students on a variety of prevalent social and political problems. Watching those same students realize the impact they had on state decision makers while marching through the state capitol in a silent protest or getting an email back from their legislator was life-changing. Through this experience, I have had the opportunity to help people realize their own personal power in improving their future and the community that they live in. Witnessing these moments of self-realization were by far my favorite part of this experience. But there's something else that I think is important to share with you all. A student's voice is imperative to a successful community, and legislators understand this. No matter what representative or senator we met with, they always cared about what we had to say and understood that students can share a unique perspective. It is important that every one of you understand that lawmakers and community members are listening and they do want to know about what you think. With that, have fun with the rest of your training, and I wish you the best of luck. Please feel free to contact me with any questions or thoughts you may have.